Hi everyone, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. I hope that you're having a wonderful day. Today we are doing my wrap-up and TBR of the month. I love these videos more than anything in the whole wide world. This is my favorite video to film ever to date. I love these videos. I don't know what I would do without these videos. These are, swear to gosh, my favorite videos. Today we have a very exciting month because I read 9 books in the month of July, and we have an 8-book TBR for August. So yeah, obviously we'll talk about the TBR more when we get over there, but without further ado, I thought we would start. I have not opened my notes yet, so give me a second, I gotta do that. I'm so excited. Okay, the notes are ready, so that means we're ready. Also, coffee of the day, we have my Luke's cup. This is just a latte. It's a very simple, basic latte. I'm so excited about coffee. And then we also have my water. I have new shelves. These are my shelves, so we have the books I read in the month, and then this will be my TBR of the month. So I'm so excited about it. Super duper happy about this setup. So thank you. Now, back to the video. And I will also be putting so much stuff here. And while I do reading vlogs, oh, you know, there's gonna be a coffee there. There's gonna be a hot chocolate there. There's gonna be so much stuff there. So don't even worry. And I'm actually so excited about the fact that I have this setup because it means that I can drink my coffee and put something down while I'm doing it. I also have water because I have a little bit of a headache. Anyway, okay, so 2 of the books. Well, first of all, let me insert my graphic for the month. Here are all the books I read in July. I know that's kind of a spoiler alert, but also you can just look at the timestamps. But 2 of the books that I read in July, I actually finished in June, but I wanted to include these books in my July wrap-up because I thought I would. And so Best Offer Wins has been such a popular book that I wanted to include it. And then also Wild Darling, I read in June. I wanted to include, we'll get into why later on. But let's start with Best Offer Wins. Okay, this is Best Offer Wins by Marissa Cashino. I would classify this as literary fiction. You could also call it kind of like a mystery, maybe a thriller, depending on your thriller level. I don't read thriller or mystery very much, so I could kind of classify it as a thriller or mystery, but I understand why you wouldn't always. I read it June 25th to June 26th, and I read it on my Kindle. I give it 4 stars. Did I love this book by any means? Absolutely not. Do I think it talks about important themes that I think more people should be talking about, especially upper middle class people? Yes. This was literally insane. It was so twisty. If you can't handle horrible main characters, don't read this book. The main character is not like a good person by any means. But if you read Yellowface and liked that, I think you would like this book. Margot really wants this house, and she will literally do anything to get it. And I think that this is why I'm like, this is actually a thing that happens in real life right now. I feel like the housing market is so bad that people are doing everything to get their houses. He goes a little too far. So that's all I'll say. I'm not gonna obviously spoil it. I didn't love this book, but I do think that more upper middle class people should read it. So, especially in the United States. I don't know about other places. I live in the United States, and I know that it's a big problem here, but I don't really know about other countries. So if you want to let me know in the comments if you live in another country, what the housing market is like there, please let me know. But just as someone who lives in the United States, that's what's happening right now. Next up, we have Wild Darling. Like I said before, I did read this in the month of June too. This is Wild Darling by Alexandra Moody. It is YA romance. I've been wanting to read this since the beginning of the year. As soon as I knew it was coming out, it was going on all the TBRs. I was supposed to read it in March, and it was supposed to be on my March TBR, but it actually came out in April for the United States, which I did not know. So I do apologize, it did not get finished. I wanted to read it, and I wanted to include this because I do think that this is an important, thing for me to read this book. If you've been following since January, I've been waiting for this book to come out. I've been waiting. If I did a 12 picks for 26, which I didn't do, but this would have definitely been on it. I also read this on my Kindle. I read all 3 books on my Kindle, and I bought this book, because it wasn't going to come into Libby fast enough, and it was $3. It was legitimately $3, which is kind of why I bought it, and I needed a cute little book. I gave it 4 stars, and I said, I love this series so much, and this book did not disappoint. I swear, I've been saying this, I have wanted Parker's book since I read the first book. I think this is a great series to read, so you should definitely read it. I'm not personally an enemies to lovers girly, but I know that the enemies to lovers girlies would love this. Also, something that happened since I've read this is Rebel Darling got its release date. It's coming out in November. So yeah, I'll put the exact day it's coming out here, but definitely I'm so excited to read Rebel Darling. I don't know, I probably will read it in January. That's kind of my thought process. We shall see. If I can get it from Libby, I will get it from Libby, but I might also buy it on my Kindle, but I would not buy it as a physical book, just because I've done all the other ones the same. I always buy the Carly Fortune books, but I never buy the Alexandra Moody books, so it's just you know what I mean? But Rebel Darling, I'm excited for. I'm very, very excited for. Cassie is such a fun character, and I am also really excited. Parker is my favorite, and then I think it's Cassie, and then the others. But Parker's book wasn't my favorite, but Parker is my favorite character. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Anyway, next up, we have a book that everyone and their mother has been talking about. We have Phoebe Berman's Gonna Lose It by Brooke Averick. The worst thing I did this month was buy this book. I know I got it as go buy a book. This book was $30. $30! Where has this book market gone? It's through the roof. Not to complain about money, I do love buying books, and it was nice to buy this book, and I love this book. I did buy it at Barnes & Noble, which I do kind of feel bad about. I tried to buy it from my local bookstore, but they didn't have it, and so I did end up buying it at Barnes & Noble. This is romance / literary fiction. I really think it depends on who you ask. If you're a big romance girly, it's not all about the romance, but it's still a romance, I think. I read it July 4th till July 4th. Literally, I was reading it, on July 4th, which obviously in the United States is Independence Day, and so it's a big thing, and I was at a 4th of July party, and I was reading it in the car, we were outside, but it was pouring rain, and so I just, went into the car and started reading, which I do feel bad about, but I don't think anyone was too mad at me, and I had 4 pages left, or not 4, 40 pages left, and so I was glad to finish it. I read this as a physical book, and I gave it 4.25 stars. I kind of love this. I do feel like people with anxiety would really relate to Phoebe Berman's Gonna Lose It. Oh, I want to go get a book. I love John Green so much. He's one of my favorite authors of all time, and I think that Turtles All the Way Down isn't talked about as much as Phoebe Berman's Gonna Lose It, especially since this is a teen romance and this is adult. But I do think that if you liked Phoebe Berman's Gonna Lose It and you want more about anxiety like that, I would read Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. I really loved this book. I read it last year and I gave it 5 stars. It was a very unconventional romance, and I definitely did not see what happened coming and who Phoebe was gonna get with. Phoebe was so real and iconic, and I love her tote with her barf bag in it. That's slayful. It was a great first book, and I'm so excited to see what Brooke Averick has next. I don't actually follow her, but I think I'm gonna go look into her. Obviously she was a YouTuber first, and she does a lot of like YouTube and Instagram, and I think she's a podcast, so I'd be really interested to see what else she does. Anyway, that is Phoebe Berman's Gonna Lose It. I feel like everyone and their mother is reading this book. And also another book that we have on here. Next up, we have Wavewalker by Susan Haywood. This is a memoir. I read it July 1st to July 6th. So I did read it, and then I paused it to read Phoebe Berman's Gonna Lose It, and then I came back to it. This is actually a common theme in this month's books, but anyway. I read it as an online read and as a physical book. I did have it from the library, but then I also read it on my Kindle. I gave it 3.75 stars. This book was a whirlwind. If you want something sad, if you're in a happy mood, I would read this book, but I don't think I was at the right time to read this book. Both the emotion of the author and me as the reader, but also in how much I enjoyed this and how much I wanted to pick it up was a whirlwind. It's very hard to read a book like this, as it does deal with so much sad and hard reading topics. So if you're not in a good space mentally, I would not read this book. Obviously, I have a lot of memoirs on my shelf, and I have better memoirs to read when you're not in a happy place, but don't read this one. Susan is so brave for all the things she went through with her parents and on the boat. As someone who has a great fear of oh my god, I'm so scared of boats. Swear to gosh, and I'm a swimmer. Like, I'm a swimmer, but I'm like terrified of boats. I would actually die if I had to be on that boat. As long as like, she was on there for 10 years. That's not a spoiler, it's just true. But not only the length of her was her greatest achievement. She pushed through her parents' triumphs. Whoa, this is like actually poetry. To not put her in school as we are living through a world where so many people are homeschooled or unschooled. I think a lot of new parents should read this book and think about whether they want to unschool or homeschool their kid when maybe that's not the best choice. And Susan just wanted to go to school, which is like not a common theme of a child, I feel. I feel like this is kind of like Malala's books, if you've read that. I mean, I know. Like, I feel like it's a mix of Malala Yousafzai's books and Glass Castle combined. Because, obviously, Malala Yousafzai dealt with things that Wavewalker and Glass Castle never dealt with. But she also could not go to school. And so, you know what I mean? Like, next up, we read a super happy book, Just for the Summer by Happy Jimenez! This was on my July TBR, and I'm so glad I put it on there. I gave it 5 stars still, and it just made me so happy, and I tabbed a couple of points. I really love this quote. It says, "Maybe home isn't a place, it's a person." This is my favorite Abby Jimenez book. I give it 5 stars. It's honestly a hikey. It's so great book. Highly recommend. Okay, so I did not mention this, but this was actually a reread if you're new here. I love this book. I gave it 5 stars last year. I did an Abby Jimenez deep dive video, so if you want more about my thoughts on this book, what my rating was, like everything like that, I said it was 5 stars. I'll put in the description for you guys. And then also I wanted to say, this was one of my books on my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 challenge. I only have one more thing left. I need to read one more reread. I have my pick for that, and it will be in the TBR, by the way. Okay, then we read another book every single person and their mother is talking about. Like, literally my mother read this, and I read it, and so many other people read it, and oh my gosh. This is Yesteryear by Carol Claire Burke. It is literary fiction. I read it July 14th to July 16th, and I read it as a physical book! Yes. I gave it 4.5 stars. I did not see that coming. I did not see it at all coming. Like, honestly, like, everyone says that you won't see it coming. I had no idea. I had no idea in the world. This book kind of speaks about Mormonism, not like right out outright, but like, you know what I mean? And I do have a Utah vlog coming where I read this book, so definitely go stay tuned for that. It's not out yet, so I won't link in the description, but I'll show you the thumbnail for when it does come out. Trad wife culture is getting more and more popular, and as it does, I think people who are interested in trad wife culture should read this book before becoming a trad wife. I also don't think some of this is Natalie's fault, and she was very put into this because of her culture and her world. Obviously, like I said, trad wife culture is becoming more popular, but especially with people who are like from like small towns who just want that kind of life. So yeah, also another book where it's like, this character wasn't the best character in the world. We're not going to sympathize with this character all the time, but I definitely think she's better than the girl. I definitely think she's better than Yellowface or Best Offer Wins, personally. Personally. My mom disagrees, but that's my personal opinion. Next up, we have, honestly, one of my lowest rated books for the entire year. We have The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. This is a classic. I read it July 18th to July 18th. I read it on the plane ride home from Utah and Colorado. I read this physical book and I gave it 2.25 stars. Another character where you're just gonna have to be like, this character sucks, he's horrible, I hate him. What was he in the mood for? He literally was always like, I'm not in the mood for this, I'm not in the mood for that, I'm not in the mood for this, I'm not. Like, what are you in the mood for, my bro? He complained for the whole book, and there was quite literally no plot. All he did was complain. Anyone who recommended this to me, why? Literally, why? So many people did, and I'm like, what did you think I would get out of this? He would just say he wanted to do something, and then he would be like, I'm not really in the mood. Stop it right now. That was horrible. Next up, we have Us Against You by Frederick Bogman. This is literary fiction. I read it July 10th to July 20th. This is another book that I soft DNF'd and then I came back to. I listened to it as an audiobook and on my Kindle. I definitely recommend the audiobook. I had not read the audiobook for Beartown, but I think I would have loved Beartown more if I listened to the audiobook. I read it as a Kindle read, and then when I came back to it, I read it as an audiobook, and then when I came back to it again, I read it as on my Kindle again. I gave it 4.25 stars. I honestly kind of wish I gave it 4.5 stars. Like, high key, I might switch that. I actually have no words. I am so unwell. This book was 10 times better than Beartown OG. Like, I 1000% loved this book way better than Beartown OG. I went into this book thinking it would be a 3-star read, and I was just add it to my Fable as another book. But oh my gosh, I was so emotionally connected to these characters. I want to scream, I want to cry, I want to throw up. The ending was not at all what I expected, and I'm definitely going to read the third book. Like, I was 100% not going to read the third book. Now I'm totally gonna. Hold on one second. I have to check and see if my best friend has read Beartown Book 2 because we were gonna buddy read it, and then I just kind of never texted her and asked if she was gonna read it, but she really loved Beartown Book 1, like, way more than me. She has not yet read it. She has read a lot of, like, popular books, though. Like, she just read The Four Winds by Kristen Hanna, and also The Calamity by Catherine Stockett, which I've never heard of, but... Oh, it's called The Calamity Club. Interesting. But I will text her. She literally has not texted me back in days. I just texted her. Anyway, so that's that. Last but certainly not least, we have Close to You by Nisa Russo. This is YA romance. I read it July 23rd to July 23rd, and I read it on my Kindle. I got this as like a $2 Kindle book. I gave it 4.25 stars. And I said, wait, why was this better than I was expecting? If you like Boys of Tommen, you should totally read this. It's kind of a mix of Binding 13 and Releasing 10, which is my favorite Boys of Tommen book. I I will be reading the next book. It comes out in like January. Also, there was the like breakup thing, gosh. Some people love this, some people hated this. So you could hate it, that's possible. I wouldn't hate you for hating it. Like, I totally understand why people hated it. Was it as good as Boys of Tone? Absolutely not. It wasn't as well written, so if you really care about, like, written, maybe I wouldn't read this, but I still liked it. I don't know. I love a sad romance with a happy ending. Like, a heartwarming book. Guess what it's time for? My stats! These might be my best stats. This might be my actually best stats. We have 10% memoir, 30% lit fic, 10% classic, and then 50% romance. I read 3,927 pages. I read 9 books, and I read for 19 days out of the month. That's insane. That's actually physically insane. Also, another super happy factor, I finished my July TBR! First and Forever I did not talk about, but I did really like that book. I think I gave it 4.5 stars, question mark? I liked it. I did. I read it in June. Also, my summer TBR is officially done. The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, I did put as like an extra, and I have not read that, but I don't think I'm gonna. I personally don't think I'm gonna. I'm gonna talk about prompts in a second, but we're gonna actually do this in like the wrong order. We're gonna talk about books I'd be interested in picking, and then we'll come back to prompts because I have some extra little things to talk about. Okay, so first of all, the books that I'd be interested in picking, we have a lot of, so I'm gonna like speed run it kind of. We have The Names by Florence Knapp. I'm currently in the middle of it. I'm not loving it personally, but I'm only like 20% of the way through. So, I don't know. We might finish it. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna softy enough. I'm gonna come back to it. We'll see. It's pretty sad, and I need, like, a happy book right now. Then we have Lady Tremaine by Rachel Haushauser. This is on Libby. I really want to read it in the month of September because I think it'd be a really cute fall book. So, I'm really hoping to do that. Dolly All the Time by Annabelle Monaghan is also on Libby. I sadly don't think I'm gonna get to this, and I do think it's kind of a summer book, but I could read it in like the winter when I'm feeling like I really want a summer book. But sadly, I don't think I'm gonna get to this because I still have a long wait on Libby, I'll tell you. The Burning Side by Sarah Damoff, I honestly think I'm gonna read this in the winter. I think it'd be kind of a cool winter book, and I feel like a lot of people read it last winter, if I'm not mistaken. And that would be on Libby. The Third Gilmore Girl would be a reread, and I would read it on Libby. It is currently, I just did my Gilmore Girls video, which will be out next week. I'll put the thumbnail here. Again, I won't link it in the description because it's not out yet. But I really want to reread that after doing that video because I'm just so into it. Again, I think I would do that in the fall, but I could definitely read it now. If it makes you happy, I would also read on Libby. It's actually, I borrowed it, it was available, and so I really would want to read that. I saw it in the bookstore because I was doing the book crawl, so here's a video of me in the bookstore kind of wanting that book. But then I saw it was on Libby, and I was just like, I can just read it on Libby, that's fine. And then we have Before the Exhale. I did buy this on my Kindle. I saw a video about it, and I was like, wait, that sounds kind of good. So I did buy it. It was just like, again, a $3 book. This is so unimportant, but I obviously know like nothing about this book because I just saw it and I saw that it was like Boys of Tommen. That's literally all I heard about it, but I just saw this photo when I was looking for a photo of it to share in the video, and it says Friends to Lovers, and now I'm just so excited. I love a Friends to Lovers book, so I'm definitely gonna read. Now let's talk a little bit about prompts. So I asked on YouTube what prompts you would like me to add, and I also asked on my Instagram story, but no one responded. But someone emailed me, so thank you so much for emailing me. I just wanted to say this, and I wanted to say this in a video just in case anyone is interested in emailing me. I do have a YouTube email. It is here and it's in my bio. You can totally just email me whenever, and this person was very much like, I don't want to be like emailing you, which I totally understand and I totally get, and thank you for respecting my privacy, but that email is specifically for my YouTube, so you totally can. I don't check it very much, so I'm so sorry if I don't get back to you super quickly, but I'll try my best. Also, if anyone is having this issue with not being able to comment on my videos, please let me know and I can go reach out to the YouTube team. This person sent 10 prompts and said, how about you pick 5 that you'd like? So these are the ones that I picked. I cut them out and I just put them like in my jar. First we have a book written by a European author. Also, we have one more summer prompt left. I know what it is, but then we have hardcover. I think this would be an interesting prompt. And also, like, I can always buy a book if I want a specific book. You know what I mean? Then we have a book based on real events. This could be a fun, like, memoir prompt if I want to pick a memoir, or if I want to pick a book that's, like, based on real events or historical fiction or something. Then we have less than 100 pages. I feel like this is going to be a hard one, but I don't know. I have some, like, graphic novels that I've been wanting to read. And then we have a book with your favorite color on the cover. I just wrote my favorite color on this one. It says pink because pink is my favorite color. Oh, also I wanted to add my summer bingo. I'm almost done. I have 3 things left. I need to read a book in a coffee shop or bookstore. A book needs to be amazing, and then there needs to be a library book. I definitely think we can do this. There have definitely been books that are amazing and library books. I have not read a book in a bookstore. Now I want to talk a little bit about my prompts, and then we'll obviously pick. So, how I do my prompts each month is I pull my prompts from these jars, and I do it corresponding based on the number month it is. So this month it is the 8th month of the year, so I have 8 prompts to pick from. This is my TBR cart, as you can see, and then I also already told you the books that I would be interested in picking, so I can also pick those. So yeah, I don't have a ton of books on my TBR cart right now, and especially not ones that I'm like super interested in picking, but we're gonna try our best. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. I'm gonna shake up this wee cup. I obviously have my jar right here, but then I have them in a wee cup, so I can just, we're gonna take another sip of coffee. I'm gonna hope for the best. I did finish my July TBR, which I'm so excited for, but I don't think I'm gonna finish my August one, honestly. Like, 8 prompts is a lot, and I'm going back to school this month. I don't know. Okay, let's pick prompt number 1. Oh, this is a thick one. Oh, it's written in pen. First, we have a nonfiction. I think I know what I'm gonna pick for this. I think I'm gonna pick The Third Gilmore Girl by whoever Emily Gilmore is. I loved that book. I read it 2 years ago. I was obsessed with that. So our first book in the month will be The Third Gilmore Girl. I kind of hinted at the fact that I wanted this to be part of my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 challenge, but if I finish this for the month, then my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 challenge for the year will be finished, so that is very exciting. Again, I didn't know that when I was like thinking about it in the real video, but as I'm editing, I'm thinking about the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 challenge, so yeah, anyway, that's for that. Next up, based on real events, that's the same thing. Okay, we have based on real events. We could do a people's history of the United States. I could read it when I go back to school, so I would like kind of know. I don't know. My mom really wants me to read this, which I totally understand. Like, I feel like I need to know more history. But this is a long book too. 721 pages. And it's like small text too. Finally, pick again. I mean, I don't know when I'm actually gonna read this. The Sum of Us by Heather McGhee. I feel like I'm always picking this and never actually picking it up. Oh, I could read... This one would be sad. I could finally read The Librarian of Auschwitz. This is also a European author. I'm scared to pick this and then get European author, but it says based on a true story. So I feel like this will be our best bet. So I'm gonna pick The Librarian of Auschwitz. This was also written in another language first, so... yeah, hopefully we get some, like, romance, or, like, a fall book, or, like, I don't know, something good. Okay, pick number 3. I'm scared. One word title! Does the count as a word? I don't have anything for this. Oh, I guess I have Crumbs. And I've been wanting to read an LGBTQ author. So actually I might pick this because I've been wanting to read an LGBTQ author. This is a graphic novel. I feel like I never read graphic novels, but I really need that for my 2026 bingo. Here, I'll show you. So if you have any recommendations for any other 2026 bingo, I think I'm gonna pick this one. I'm not super happy with our TBR for the month. Come on, give me something like romance. Okay, we're gonna do our prompt. I know what this is. It's gonna be beach read. I know I'm not gonna pick a beach read. Yep, beach read. I'm not gonna pick a beach read, but I don't care. So I guess I could pick Dolly all the time, but then I would have to buy it. Do I really want to buy a book? Okay, we're gonna do Dolly all the time or If It Makes You Happy. I think we're gonna pick If It Makes You Happy because I really want to read that, and it's kind of like a cutesy book, which I feel like is the definition of a beach read. Her second book is coming out, which I'm super excited about. Oh no, it's lined paper again. 5-star prediction! Wait, I would have put that If It Makes You Happy. Maybe I'll do Before the Exhale. I know a lot of people who have really liked Boys of Tom and really like Before the Exhale, so maybe I'll pick that. I think that would be a good one. Okay, hold on. How many prompts do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we have 3 more. We can do this. We can do this. Oh no, more lined paper. I'm really scared about the lined paper ones. Long book! I mean, we could always pick my freaking 721-page book. You know what I bet is long is The Winners by Frederick Bachman, which I kind of want to read. I kind of want to read The Winners because I really liked Beartown Book 2. No, I think it's the longest one, honestly. So yeah, for long book, we will do The Winners by Frederick Bachman. Oh, we're at 6. Okay, we have 2 more. We can do this. We can do it. No. A memoir. Okay, I think I know the memoir that I'm gonna choose for this. I don't know what it's called, but I saw it and I ordered it as a library hold. I think I might read this at the end of the month. It's like about a girl and she's like a Mormon. Anyway, I don't know how to describe it, but we're gonna pick that one. We've got 1 more. We can do this. I'm scared. A book you've been putting off. Okay, I feel like the names could be a thing for this. I kind of want to pick the names because I have started that and I would like to finish it, and I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it's a book that I've been putting off for a while, and like, I don't know, I think I'm gonna pick this. And I did put it on hold for a long time, so yeah, I think we're gonna pick the names for our last prompt. Let's do a little recap. This is my August TBR. First up, I picked nonfiction, and I picked The Third Gilmore Girl. Then I got basically the same prompt. I got based on real events, so I picked The Librarian of Auschwitz by Antonio Ichiguro. This is translated from a different language. Then I got one more title and I picked Crumbs. I've been wanting to read this for a while. It's been on my cart for a long time, so I picked this. I think I picked Beach Read and I picked If It Makes You Happy. I know this isn't really a beach read, but it's like a cutesy book, which I feel like is like kind of the like an unreal definition of beach read. Then we got 5-star prediction, which I feel like is the same thing, and I picked Before the Exhale. Then I got long book and I picked The Winners by Frederick Bachman. This is the 3rd book in the Beartown series. And then I got a memoir and I picked this book. I don't know what it's called, but I'll put it on the screen. And then I picked A Book You've Been Putting Off, and I picked for this prompt The Names by Florence Knapp. I'm currently in the middle of that book, so yeah, but it has definitely been a book I've been putting off for a while. Okay, that is it. I'm gonna go reset everything and I'll be right back. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe for more. We're like so close to 200 subscribers. Like, it's actually crazy. Also, follow my Instagram. I just hit 1,000 followers on Instagram, which is crazy. It's actually insane. Follow my Fable. If you're bookish, this is obviously a bookish video, so It's a great time to follow my Fable, and you'll obviously know what books I read, and everything, so I would definitely recommend that. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed. I'll see you next month for another wrap up and TBR! I love these videos. I'm gonna be so sad as soon as I finish this video. Okay, bye everyone!